Hey everyone, back with another review. Today we're going to be doing a weird hybrid. This is a Christmas zombie musical. Was released last year in September and October for the film festivals in England, and we finally get it in the US now. And it is called Anna and the Apocalypse. Anna and the Apocalypse is about a bunch of kids going to school in England, where in a town called Little Haven, when an apocalypse breaks out during a night where they're having a school talent show. And our main character Anna is her father found out that after high school is over, she's going to be going away instead of going straight into college. She wakes up one morning and the apocalypse breaks out. And it's about her and a couple of her friends trying to get from one place to the school, which is supposedly being a safe haven, but we find out other things are going down. Yeah, this is a movie that is very less interested in the apocalypse part of it and more interested in the characters and their motivations getting from point A to point B to point C and wherever else. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm not a huge musical fan. This is not a total musical. Most of the time they're talking and then they'll stop and they'll go into songs. One of the really good things about this movie though is the songs do not stop the progression of the movie. It's not like one of those movies where they're in the middle of a conversation, they break into a song and then they go back to the scene. This is a movie where characters will be doing regular things, all of a sudden a song number will break out that pertains to the movie, and then they keep going on. It never stops to wink at you and saying, hey look, we did a song. It just keeps going right steam full ahead, and this movie is very short. It's only an hour and 35 minutes long, I believe, but it does cram a lot into it. And through the songs, you actually learn a fairly good amount about the characters in this movie. Anna is a person who we find out from the very beginning she's being raised only by her dad because her mom has Disney-itis. Oh wait, this isn't a Disney film. But yeah, she's still having Disney parent-itis. And she just wants to try some stuff out before she moves on to college. Along the way we meet some of her friends, including a guy named John, who's supposedly her best friend, who is an adorable character in this movie. I really enjoyed him in this flick. Stephanie, played by Sarah Swire, she's a lesbian who also wants to be an investigative journalist. Interesting concept. I really liked her. That's it. Ellen Hunt is the main character, the titular Anna, and I liked her. She has really good singing chops. Look-wise, she reminded me a little bit of Anne Hathaway, and she has a little bit of that charm from Jessica Raw from Happy Death Day. So yeah, I liked them. This is a movie that can easily have coasted on the fact that it's a musical and it's not really high concept, even though it is trying to do a bunch of different things into one movie. The zombie stuff is well done at times, but the rules kind of don't make a whole lot of sense at times. They set up the whole fact that yes, you have to you kind of have to destroy the brain of the zombie, or if not, they can live. There is a scene early in the movie where they cut off a zombie's head and the zombie's head is still moving, like it's still making noise, it can still look at you, but that's it. But then there are scenes where they just conk a zombie in the head and that's it, he's dead. So the rules for the zombies were a little bit inconsistent. That's once again a minor quibble. I really like the song numbers in this movie. My favorite one was the second one, Hollywood Ending. It was a really good song number. I really like the song number by the ex-boyfriend. His name was Nick. His particular song number about being good at kicking ass was really good. I didn't really like that character too much either. Nick was kind of the jock who was the overpowering one, so I wasn't hugely into his character, and he really didn't have a character arc. They tried to give him an emotional point near the end of the movie that didn't really work for me. I love the main character. Anna was especially likable. She can sing. She could dance too, or at least from what we saw, she can pull off these dancing moves. I really liked her a lot. Another thing I liked about this movie, I also liked the endings. The second to last song when she met the villain, and you know, they had a song together that was really well done. I really enjoyed it. This movie's surprisingly violent. There are times where it was goofy violence, but it was still funny nonetheless. I don't want to give anything away in this review, but there are some, there's some bloody moments in this movie. There are moments where like blood gushes out at you, at the characters. So that was really cool. I also like the fact that this isn't your typical movie from what you got from the beginning, where yes, the premise is a bunch of high school people who are singing, so you can take this as a movie that's, kind of high school music light. But it doesn't, because some of the characters have interactions that are really especially good, and then where some of the things go, I wasn't expecting that in this type of movie. This movie had the balls to do things with characters that I didn't think a Hollywood movie would do. Well, this isn't a Hollywood. This is an English studio movie. But yeah, I didn't expect it to do some of the things they did with the characters. It had balls. I have to give this movie a lot of credit. I didn't like. All right, let's go to the dislikes. I didn't like the Savage, who was the headmaster for the people in the U.S. That's our version of a principal. I didn't like him. I think he was too cookie cutter. I think he had actually the worst song in the movie. It was okay. I didn't hate it, but it stuck out like a sore thumb when all the other song pieces were pretty good. I mean, his song didn't take us out of the movie. It just wasn't well sung, or the lyrics really weren't that good. And his reasoning is really weak. I was also kind of disappointed for being a strong character. Steph, the lesbian news reporter, really disappeared in the third act. She had this one moment. She was in an emotional scene in the movie, but the scene wasn't about her. And after that, you really didn't see her until the very end. So that kind of, she disappeared, and I liked her character. Her character was very spunky. She had lots of energy. She wasn't really a masculine lesbian, but she had femininity in her, and she was like the smartest person there. But unfortunately, she kind of just disappeared in the third act. That's about it for the bad. I don't know how I feel about the ending. I kind of like the ending in a way, but at the same time, it's like, oh, alright, I see what you're doing. But this movie overall was really good. I enjoyed it. As soon as I walked out of the theater, no joke, I went immediately and bought the soundtrack on Amazon. And I can't wait to buy this movie on Blu-ray. I had a hell of a time with this movie. It subverted a lot of the things I thought it would do as a musical, especially once you start seeing the high school students. The first song number, I wasn't particularly a huge fan of, but I just liked the way that it introduced the characters really quickly without having people to stop and exposit. There is a scene near the end where the main character, Anna, has to explain to Nick to the audience and their previous relationship that really just was there to go, oh, that's why he's there. But other than that, this is a really enjoyable flick. It's only showing in 5 theaters right now in the US. If you can find it, it's in New York. If you can find it, go out of your way to watch it. It's really, it's not as funny as you would think. A lot of it is English humor, so it's a little dry, and even for a person like me who likes dry humor, it wasn't particularly funny, but it was very charming. I like the song numbers. The violence was very palpable. And yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I'm giving this movie a 7.8. Go out of your way to see it, especially if you're a zombie fan, if you like musicals, even if you like really good twists in the third act, or to see how characters progress and are taken to different places. I would say go out of your way to see this. Yeah, did you see Anna and the Apocalypse? Do you plan on seeing it? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I will be talking to you later. Bye.